As the sun began to set over the forests of Zorith, Zara was out for her usual evening walk. She loved exploring the woods, discovering new plants and animals that she had never seen before. But tonight, something felt different. The air was thick with an eerie energy that made her fur stand on end. Zara looked up at the sky and saw a dark cloud approaching in the distance. At first, she thought it was just a storm, but as it got closer, she could see that it was something else entirely. It was a ship, and it was black as night. Zara tried to turn and run, but her feet wouldn't move. She was frozen in place, staring at the ship as it landed in front of her. The ship was unlike anything she had ever seen before, with glowing red lights that pulsed in the darkness. As the hatch opened, a tall figure stepped out. It was dressed in black robes, and its face was hidden in shadow. "Who are you?" Zara managed to ask, her voice trembling. "I am the Nightmare King," the figure replied in a deep, menacing voice. "And you, my dear, are my newest subject." Zara tried to scream, but no sound came out. She was frozen in fear as the Nightmare King reached out and touched her forehead, and suddenly she was enveloped in darkness. When Zara opened her eyes, she found herself in a strange room. The walls were covered in black vines that pulsed with an eerie red light. The Nightmare King was there, watching her with his glowing red eyes. "You are now a part of my cosmic nightmare," he said. "You will never escape." Zara tried to fight back, but the Nightmare King's powers were too strong. She was trapped in his nightmare realm, where every night was filled with terrors beyond her imagination. Each night, Zara was tormented by nightmares that felt all too real. She would be chased by monsters, trapped in mazes, and even fall into endless pits. The Nightmare King would watch, always present but always distant. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months, but Zara remained trapped. She felt hopeless and alone, with no way out of the nightmare realm. But she refused to give up. She spent every day searching for a way to escape, studying the strange plants and creatures that lived in the nightmare realm. Zara spent her days exploring the nightmare realm, trying to find any clue or piece of information that could help her escape. She discovered that the nightmare realm was inhabited by all sorts of strange creatures, from shadowy figures to twisted monsters. Zara also noticed that some of the creatures seemed to be immune to the Nightmare King's powers. She studied them closely, trying to figure out what made them different. As the weeks went on, Zara began to formulate a plan. She would find a way to become immune to the Nightmare King's powers, and then she could create a portal to escape the nightmare realm. Zara began to experiment with different plants and concoctions, hoping to create a potion that would make her immune. After many failed attempts, she finally discovered the right combination. She drank the potion, and suddenly she felt stronger and more resistant to the nightmare realm's influence. With her newfound strength, Zara created a portal back to the real world. She stepped through, not knowing what she would find on the other side.
When Zara emerged from the portal, she was weak and battered, but she was alive. She looked around, trying to get her bearings. She was back on Zorith, her home planet, but everything looked different. As she walked through the forest, she realized that she had gained a new perspective on the world around her. She had faced the nightmare realm and survived, and she knew that she was stronger than she had ever been before. But Zara wasn't content to simply leave the nightmare realm behind. She knew that there were others who were still trapped, and she wanted to help them escape. Zara began to study the nightmare realm more closely, looking for clues and secrets that could help others escape. After many long days and nights of research, she finally discovered the secret. The nightmare realm was held together by the Nightmare King's power, and if that power could be weakened, the entire realm would collapse. Zara knew that she had to find a way to weaken the Nightmare King.
Zara devised a plan to weaken the Nightmare King's power. She would create a potion that would drain his strength, allowing her to confront him and defeat him once and for all. Zara spent weeks collecting rare ingredients from all over Zorith, carefully concocting the potion in secret. She knew that the Nightmare King would sense any threat to his power and would stop at nothing to protect himself. When the potion was finally complete, Zara made her way back to the Nightmare Realm. She drank the potion, feeling her strength surge as the Nightmare King's power began to weaken. She found the Nightmare King in his throne room, waiting for her. They engaged in a fierce battle, with Zara's new strength allowing her to stand up to the Nightmare King's powers. In the end, Zara emerged victorious. The Nightmare King was weakened, and the Nightmare Realm began to collapse around them. Zara grabbed the Nightmare King's staff, the source of his power, and fled through the collapsing Nightmare Realm. She emerged on the other side, back in the real world. The Nightmare Realm was gone, and with it, the Nightmare King's power. Zara had saved herself and countless others from the Nightmare King's grasp. As she walked through the forest, she knew that she had faced her cosmic nightmare and emerged stronger than ever before. She was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that she could overcome anything with her newfound strength and determination.
After her experience in the Nightmare Realm, Zara had a newfound appreciation for life and the world around her. She felt a sense of gratitude for every moment and every person in her life. Zara also felt a responsibility to help others who might be struggling with their own nightmares. She began to travel to different planets, offering her expertise and support to those in need. As she traveled, Zara discovered that there were many others like her who had faced their own cosmic nightmares and emerged stronger. She began to build a community of survivors, sharing stories and strategies for overcoming the challenges of life. Zara knew that there would always be new challenges and new nightmares to face, but she felt confident in her ability to handle them. She had faced her worst fears and come out on the other side, and she knew that she could handle anything that the universe threw her way. And so, Zara continued to travel the galaxy, helping those in need and spreading a message of hope and strength. She knew that there would always be more work to do, but she was ready to face it head-on, armed with her newfound resilience and determination.